come on. Hi everyone. Waiting for a couple people more to come on. Okay, bunch of people are on. We're gonna make Kaak today. My name is Sophia Hassoun. I live in Yerushalayim in Israel. I'm living here for 7 years. And I love to cook, I love to host. And I just like to teach Syrian cooking. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do the Kaak. Okay, wait a couple more seconds. Okay. So I have all my ingredients out here. I have my flour, I have my water, I have my smead, and my margarine, spices, water, yeast, everything. Anybody have any questions before I start? What else should I talk to you guys about? I love to host also. If anybody knows any Syrian boys that are in Israel, please send them our way. We'd love to have them. I basically live in the kitchen. The kids come home very early, so a lot of times they ask me like, "Ma, why are you still in the kitchen? Why are you in the kitchen? Why won't you go out of the kitchen?" I'm like, nope, they just eat all day since they come home at 1 o'clock. All right, so I think I'm gonna start. I'm using a bash mixer here. I have a whisk attachment, which I'm gonna start with. First, I'm adding in my dry ingredients. I'm adding in my flour. And there we go. This is 7 cups of flour. I'm going to put you guys the full recipe at the end. Okay. There we go. I have my semolina here, which is smead. It's called solet in Hebrew. I don't know if you could see. You see that? In America, it's white. Here, it's more yellow. I'm going to dump that in. Let's see, what's my name? Sophia Hassoun. Let's see. My maiden name is Duche. I went to Flatbush. And, okay, people are still coming on. Should I start? All right, so I put my flour in. Here's my smead. In. Then I have my spices here, which are, here, look, there we go. We have the mahlab, which is the sour cherry pit. We have the coriander seed, we have kemoon, and we have salt. So I'm throwing that in. Oh, that got stuck. There we go. Then I have my anise seeds. See, here they are. They smell unreal. Basically, you have to wash them first before you use them, and pick out any like wooden sticks, I guess you would call it. Like just like look through, and then dump it in. Okay, and then I'm gonna put in the margarine. Okay, so this is the margarine I use. See it? It's coconut margarine. Why the video stop? I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna put in the margarine. I'm just gonna use gloves because it gets gross. I'm just putting everything in to the mixer. Okay. There we go. And then also a little bit of oil it needs. 2 tablespoons of oil. If you can't get the betterine over there, or if you're not in Israel and you can't get the coconut margarine, then you could use Crisco. That's what I used to use. But that's how my grandmother taught me. If anybody wants to know, my grandmother taught me how to do all this complicated stuff. But really, it is not hard. Kaak is not hard. It's not intimidating. It's just like how you would make any other dough. So I'm going to turn on the mixer now with the whisk to just mix everything together. You want to check, you want the margarine to like turn into these little ballies, and then it just makes like a really nice dough. So I'm just going to let it go for another minute. That's it. Yeah, no, she was the best, my grandma Sally. She taught me all this stuff, and really just made me love the kitchen. It was fun. It was always fun with her. She'd like, you know, we used to copy her with Play-Doh. I don't know whoever did that. Let me know. We used to all do Play-Doh. Make Kaak out of Play-Doh, Sambusek out of Play-Doh, kibbeh out of Play-Doh, because that's what Grandma used to do. So, yeah, okay, so I have my mixture here. Let's see, I want you guys to see it. I'm going to move it a drop. Okay. Let's see. No, that's a bad idea. We're going to switch the camera. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. This is a Bosch mixer. Here. I use this for everything. I use this for my chali dough, and I use this for cookies and everything else you need. And like you could put a blender here or a food processor attachment also. But I I use it, you know. Also, I have a meat grinder attachment that I use to make my kibbeh balls and stuff. Earth Balance, I never used actually, but try it. Why not? This is not real margarine, you know, so it should work fine. People use it in baking. So anyway, here is the dough, if you see, and you have like the bollies of the margarine in it. Okay, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch the camera around again. Sorry. Okay. I'm gonna do my yeast water mixture. So this stays in here. I'm gonna take out the whisk attachment. Don't forget to take this out, very important, because last time I left it in when I added in the yeast water and they cracked. So this gets taken out, and the yeast water is here. So this is warm water. This is 2 cups of warm water. I have 2 tablespoons of dry yeast, and I have a teaspoon of sugar. I'm just gonna mix that up and then let the yeast bloom a minute. You could leave it a minute. And then really, like, this is instant yeast. You don't have to leave it to bloom, but I don't know, I like to just mix it and just make sure it's good. This is a fresh package of yeast, so I'm not worried that it's not gonna work. I am gonna first add my dough hook. We can't forget that. Okay, so to my mixer. Here it is. Like that. I'm gonna turn my mixer on and then slowly pour it in. Before I let it finish mixing, what I'm going to tell you is a tip. I'm using spelt flour, so I am using less water than I normally would if I was using white flour. You want to start with less water. You could always add more later. That's number one. Number two is you want to let it knead until you have a nice smooth dough, until it pulls away from the sides of the bowl, and until it's just nice and smooth. Spelt flour is not good for it to knead for a really long time. White flour, regular white flour, you could knead it for longer. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this back on, and I'm going to let it mix a minute. Okay, fine. Like I said, I'll show you guys the dough. Get this off, put this away a second. Okay, gloves off. Okay. So, if anybody has any questions, I'm going to transfer this now to another bowl, and I'm going to let it rise for like an hour. But let me show you guys the dough. Okay, so you see how, I don't know, you can't really see to feel the dough. It's not too sticky. It's a little bit sticky, but it's not sticking to my fingers. Like my fingers are clean from it, you know? Hi, Susan. Okay, fine. So I'm going to transfer this to a bowl. I'm just going to make it into one bowl. Just make it nice. I don't know if this is just like from this sourdough that I do that I have to just make all my dough into a nice bowl. But yeah, do this, and then I'm going to cover it with a kitchen towel and let it rise for an hour. Just clean this up 1 second, and then I have a dough that's ready. Okay. Fine. So my setup here is just some trays. I'm going to show you. Okay, so I have a few trays with parchment paper. Have my recipe out. I have an egg, beaten egg, that I put a dot of water in. I have my sesame seeds. I have this bench scraper that I like to use to cut the dough. I should really clean up so it's nice and neat. My daughter was here. That's what she would tell me to do, because I don't know, I just leave everything a mess, but it's really much more pleasant to cook when it's neat. Okay, so my trays and my dough. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my dough, I'm gonna switch the camera back around, and I'm gonna cut it up. Okay. Also, I have my ovens on, by the way. I have 2 ovens that I use. Yeah, it's magic. 2 ovens that I use. One's my meat oven, one's my dairy oven, but they're both, you know, clean. So the 400 degree oven is the top and the 200 is the bottom. The 400 degree oven is going to bake these Kaak, and then the 200 degree oven is going to toast the Kaak. So if you don't have 2 ovens, that's really fine. You'll just bake up all your trays of Kaak, and then you'll put it to toast after. Okay, so let's see if you could see what is going on here. I want to show you. Okay, so I have my dough here. I'm just going to divide it up into 4 pieces. You want to work with one section at a time. You don't want your dough to dry out. So you're going to work with one section at a time. I roll it out like this. And I'm going to cut it up with this. So you don't want to cut huge pieces, because you're going to want to make the Kaak nice and thin, because in the oven they puff up. Okay. And you could always cut them if it comes out too big. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can get the kids to do this. Also, I think that's what I'm going to be doing, because I'm going to have a lot of Kaak dough to deal with tonight. I'm going to let my kids do it. Yeah, I know they're going to help. I sent them out of the house so they wouldn't be screaming during this video. Yes, I do have the Kaak recipe saved on my account. I have it in a highlight, but really I have to redo the highlights from a long time ago. It's not so great, but I have the recipe saved, and I'm going to put it on here after. I'm going to save this IGTV, and I'm going to put the recipe underneath. Okay, so see, I'm doing it without showing you guys. Okay, so you take one of the pieces that you have here on the table. You want to roll it gently, not so hard. You could either do it in your hand or you could do it like this on the table. You don't want to work the dough too much. Here, this way, so you can see. This camera is okay. Fine. So you do it like this. It's about a finger length, and then you are going to close it up, make a circle. You're going to dip it in your egg. I just dip the edge in, and then I dip it into sesames, and I'm going to put it on my tray. So when you put it on your tray, you don't want it to be touching, just because they do get bigger while they're baking. So you don't want them to touch. Okay, this is gonna get boring. Someone has to ask me questions. Because that's it. Now basically you just do the same thing. I'll make one tray and then I'll bake them for 10 minutes on 400 or it's 200 Celsius. And then see if they get too long, I'm gonna cut it. Yes, I'm currently in Israel. I'm living here 7 years. We have 6 kids, and so they're all in school here. If anybody has any Israel questions, by the way, please send them. Because, yeah. Do I let them rise on the tray? So really, they're rising like quickly, kind of like while you're doing the Kaak. Like I like to bake only one tray at a time in the oven. So they're kind of rising. You want them to like sit for like 10 minutes. So by the time you finish one tray, most of them have risen already. You put it in the oven, it's totally fine. Oh, so back to Israel. If anybody's interested in moving here. Not that I try to get people to move here, but we love it. We really love living here. It's nice, it's fun. It's just like a special, gorgeous place to live. It's very holy. It's very, I don't know. There's just something about it that's just fun. It's also vacation mode all the time, by the way. You feel like you're on vacation all the time. So, am I young to make Kaak? The truth is, I am young. Like certain things that I make, I have to make everything here from scratch, because the Kaak that you get here, like they sell Kaak in Machane Yehuda, they sell Kaak in the regular supermarket. The Kaak that you get here, it does not have the mahlab in it. No, it does. It has only the mahlab in it and nothing else. No spices, no kemoon, and no coriander, and no black seeds. I know people, a lot of times they put in the black seeds, the nigella that you put in the string cheese. I personally don't, but you know, they don't have that, and it literally has no taste. So my husband basically said, that's it, you have to make Kaak, because even though he flies often for business, to bring back Kaak is not so simple. So yeah, we just do it. We do everything from scratch. Let's see. Exact recipe, how much flour. So it's 7 cups of flour, 1.5 cups of smead. I'll write it all at the end. And then the margarine is like 2 sticks of margarine, 200 grams of margarine. Okay, so yeah. That's it. This is just, it's a little bit tedious to do. But it's honestly, you put some music on and you get the kids busy, and then the house smells unreal, by the way. The house smells amazing. From this, you smell it up the block, and then all the Ashkenaz neighbors knock on your door and ask you, what are you making? I get to teach the Ashkenaz a little bit how to make Syrian food, which is so much fun, because I don't know, I just love to teach everybody. How many do you get from one recipe? A lot. You really do. You get a lot of recipe. You get a lot of Kaak. Let's think. This recipe is like what is it? It's about half of 5 pounds. So 2.5 pounds, let's say. I get like 3 big Ziploc bags full of Kaak. Okay, that's it. Next one. I really want to show you guys done Kaak, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Because it's quick to bake, but the toasting process, it takes about 2 hours, I would say, to toast it and get it crispy. I mean, they definitely get stolen off the tray before they're ready because they just smell so good. I live in Jerusalem, in Sanhedria, which is right near the chief rabbi, the Sephardic chief rabbi, which we're very, very lucky to be next to. And yeah, there's a lot of schools here. There are, like, my girls could walk to school, which is great, my younger girls. And then my boys, they go on a little bus in the morning to school. But it's, you know, it's pretty close. It's a very central location where I am, which is key because you could just get on any bus or get in a taxi and you're by the Kotel in 15 minutes and you're by, you know, in Geula quick and anywhere, which is just important that you shouldn't live in Jiddi when you come here so you don't feel like you're, you know, away from everybody. Because now when people come, they... Yes, I have lasagna for dinner. You want to say hi to the people? Hannah, you want to give Joe some lasagna?
Yeah.
Do I miss Brooklyn? Do I miss Brooklyn? I miss the people in Brooklyn. I miss a little bit of the shopping and stuff like that, but we come in, you know, once a year. So, but yeah, I really just miss the people. Brooklyn, no. When you live here, you do not miss America at all. Like, you just miss the people because you come here and you realize that, like, you know, it's just, it's a great place to live. It really is. As much as it definitely comes with its hardships, you know. But let's see, somebody asked me about the dough. How do I get the dough the right texture? Because you're going to add in the proper amount of water. And the truth is, I don't know why I like spelt flour. It just works great. Yeah, but the water is key. You don't want to add in too much water. But if you do make a mistake, it's a very forgiving dough. It's not so hard as people make it out to be. So it's a good dough, and it's easy just to make and to put together. It's just tedious. That's it. This is the only tedious part. I keep moving up to the screen because it's too far away and I can't read it. I think I need to get better glasses. When toasting, so you see this tray that I showed you guys, a regular metal, you know, tray. This, I basically, see, I'm gonna put them in the oven in a minute. I basically just put it in the oven in this tray and then I move it down to the other oven. I leave it on the same tray. But yeah, I leave it on the same tray. And then I pile them on though to toast because, you know, you don't want too many trays in your oven. Obviously, I don't even know if you could fit so many trays. So I like to bake 1 or 2 trays at a time and then move them down. No, it does not taste different with spelt flour at all. It tastes exactly the same. Well, the truth is, I let the kids make Kaak sticks, even sometimes if they don't want to make it into a bracelet. I should show you guys. No, you can't see the people. If you want. So.
Like this.
Yeah. So, I don't even know what I was saying anymore. Okay, I'm gonna go put this tray in the oven. Oh, the Kaak sticks. I'm gonna show you guys how to flute the Kaak, by the way, like the grandmas do, but I have no patience to do it, and it really takes so much longer.
Mommy, why do you do like this stick? Hi, everybody.
Okay, fine.
Hi, everybody. Shabbat shalom.
It's not today, it's Monday. What's today? Monday, Tuesday? Tuesday.
Friday tomorrow.
No, it's not Friday tomorrow.
This.
It's Tuesday.
Can I
I
fork?
think today's Tuesday. You want a fork? There's a fork in that drawer right there. Okay. So yeah, so it's 6 o'clock here now, which is basically dinner time. I made my dinner earlier today. I made meat lasagna, which is just very easy. And I made a, hi guys, hi everyone. What else did I make? I made, oh right, a potato cauliflower soup, which is also like a quick, easy thing.
I'm tired of jumping more. Only this.
I also have soup. My 5-year-old asked me, Mommy, only this? Because I usually make like a 10-course dinner for them. No, I really don't. I make like 2-3 things so that everybody's happy. Oh, right, the fluting. Yosef, can you get me a knife from the, get me that knife. Get me that green knife right over there. Look right there. Here we go. Okay.
I help.
So, you could help in a minute when you're done eating dinner. Okay. So,
I
this,
wash my hands with soap.
this, and then I dip in egg and dip in sesame, and you can't even see what I'm doing. Okay. And then you just basically take the knife and you just make little cuts in it. Oh, you can't even see. You really will see it more when it's baked. You just make little cuts. But like, see, like, what's the point of that? It still tastes the same. That's why even the Kaak sticks are good. And you don't have to worry even about making it into circles. I actually saw somebody making the Kaak into crackers, to flat crackers. I don't know if I would do that, but the sticks and the, you know, circles are definitely very good.
Can I make this one? This?
You want to make that one?
I like that.
Yeah, make whatever you want. Just don't get it dirty. So, do you guys want to stay on while we're waiting for the Kaak to bake so that you can see how they look? They don't get too brown. Yosef, do not stick your whole hand in the sesame seeds. You need a nice amount of sesame seeds here. We're going to keep refilling. We end up using a lot.
You want me to put eggs on it?
You didn't put eggs on it? All right, it's okay. All right. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna fill up another tray, but anyway, so you guys also shouldn't be intimidated by the Syrian recipes that you think are hard, because most of the time they're just like, okay, there are a lot of steps or they're tedious, but nothing is super hard, and everything could just be made easier with just prepping, you know, prepping beforehand, all the kibbles and the machshis. No, you dip it in egg first. It's okay, leave it. Eat your lasagna.
I am.
And then I'll let you help me soon, okay? Okay. Usually cut them before you're making them into a circle. Let's see. So yeah, if they're too long, you're gonna cut them. You don't wanna make them too huge, but you want the dough to be nice and thin and not so thick because they do puff up. Be careful the knife, it's boo-boo. 1 sec. Okay, and so now I'm ready on to the next one. You can make them as small or as big as you want them to be. Obviously, no, I'm talking to the people. Obviously, the smaller you make them, the more time it will take you. What happened to the live? I don't know. Maybe my internet's cutting in and out. I really hope that,
How do they hear you?
they hear me. And I guess if anybody has any questions now about the Kaak making or about anything else, please let me know. Want to help? Okay. See, they like to do this.
Only this side.
Okay, hi. We're almost at the end of the Kaak making, but I'm going to put the recipe. I'm going to put the recipe on the video, and I'm going to have the recipe on my page. So whoever wants to make Kaak, yes, you could move it. Okay.
Can you even make it a little bit big?
You could make it big. Okay. See? Nice and thin. Thank you. Okay. Okay. All right, Yosef. See, it's a little bit hard to do it when the kids are doing it. So I like to just make them extra bowls of sesames and eggs so that they could do it themselves. The teacher does not speak in English. No, everything is in Hebrew. Yeah, all my kids learned Hebrew when they got here. I hired a tutor. My oldest was 10 when I moved. So they knew some basic Hebrew from school, but obviously, in Brooklyn and Deal schools, they don't all teach such great Hebrew, so they just knew really basic. Where I live, there are a lot of Americans, so they got a lot of help, like from the kids in their class, also if they didn't understand. But I got tutors for them so they could learn the system because it's a totally different system. You know how to cut? Okay, great. Come now, I need to fill up more sesames. The sesames are done already. Let's see. How long do I live here? 7 years. Okay.
How do you hear them?
I don't hear them. Look, on the bottom of the screen, they're asking me questions, and I'm reading the questions, and I'm answering the questions.
Oh.
Yeah, this is how we get a lot of our grains and things vacuum packed because you have to worry about bugs here getting into everything. So when you buy the vacuum packed, you don't have to really worry at all. And then after, I put everything in the freezer. Let's see. One sec. Now I am going to, what's my name on Insta? I'm Syrian in Israel. Let me check the oven. I actually forgot to set a timer for the Kaak. So I'm just going to check. We put them in for 10 minutes to bake. Oh, I did set a timer. Okay. 2 more minutes.
Mommy.
2 more minutes, guys. And then I'm going to show you how they come out.
Mommy.
Thank you. Thank you, Odette. Kol hakavod to you.
Who's Odette?
She's a shadchanit.
Who's Odette?
Odette, she's on here. See? She's mommy's Insta friend. I made so many friends from Instagram. I love it. The truth is, Instagram also keeps me connected to the community. Sometimes, like when you move here, you feel like you're away from the community. So having guests and just being on Instagram and keeping in touch with your friends, it really makes a big difference because, you could definitely get lonely when you move here. So definitely something to think about. That is for the lasagna, yes, but you have lasagna on your plate. Hannah, can you come help him with the lasagna so it doesn't fall all over the floor? He wants more. You got it? Be careful. Don't let it go on the floor. Okay.
Lasagna?
Well, if you want to go in, I said, hi everybody.
Hi, Leia. This is my other helper.
A lot of crunch.
Right, my Instagram is Syrian in Israel. I don't know. I guess I could type. Yeah, there it is. Thanks. I'm afraid if I move my phone, it will just fall and.
The red Leia could go in.
You want to say hello to the people?
Hi. Hi again. Hi again. Oh, why can't I see them on this one? Because you could, it's right
How do
there.
I make this sticks? Does the school provide lunches? Okay, so the boys' school actually, yes, does provide lunches. They're there all day. The girls' school, they're in school now currently from 8 in the morning until 1. So they come home and they eat lunch. Here, just a stick.
Can you show me the people?
No, you can't see the people on here.
Do you know who's on here?
Some of them. Okay, so I'm on my last piece of Kaak dough. This what I made here now, like what I'm doing now with you guys, is a half a batch, and I made a whole batch with you. I'll put the recipe up at the end. Okay, my oven is beeping. 1 second, I'm gonna get the Kaak out to show you, and I'm gonna put in my next tray.
Can I try?
1 sec. It's very, very hot, so you can't eat it yet. 1 second.
Cold water.
Okay.
This is yours.
Hey,
1 second. I'm gonna put you on here, but I want to show them. Okay. So they are a little bit browned on the bottom, like a tinge, but they don't have to be. They're hard, like a little bit, like they're still soft. They feel like springy. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put them in the bottom oven, in the 200-degree oven. Like I said, if you don't have another oven, just wait, bake all your Kaak, and then lower down your oven. So I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna put it into the oven.
Right.
Okay, that's it. I'm almost done. What else? Anybody have any other questions? Because I'm almost done. Yes, I'm going to save this in a couple of minutes. I'm going to save this and I have the recipe typed up. I'm going to put it. And of course, if you have any questions after this, you could DM me. I love answering cooking questions. And I have a lot of very good ones. Yes, I know I love cooking. It's fun. It's fun to cook and it's fun to feed people.
Snack.
Yep.
Mom, do we have potato?
1 sec. Okay.
Mommy.
1 minute, honey.
Mommy, you know how you can make that thing? You take a potato and you put it in the oven. Mommy, listening? You know you take it and you put a potato in the microwave and it gets mushy?
No, honey, we're not putting. No.
No, but could I just make it please? I want it.
No. Could you just wait till I finish? My daughter wants to put a potato in the microwave. She must have heard it from her friend. Yeah, Ezra, you wanna? No, I think you should come here. I'm not sending any Kaak DHL. Everyone has to come visit me. Corona has to be over. It's a whole nightmare and nobody can come in to Israel, and unless you're Israeli.
Our Max, our cousins.
We want them to come. We want everybody to come visit us, but they can't come.
Why? Corona?
Yep, Corona.
Oh, it's our whole family.
Okay.
And more people.
So who else? Another question.
Mommy, is Auntie
It's
Jill
the
on
best.
it?
I don't know if Auntie Jill's on here. Yeah, it's the best. Really, it's the best. Also, the truth is, when you live here and you have all the Syrian food, you get everyone to come over and eat, and they just flip out. The yeshiva boys, the seminary girls, they come, they love it. And then, of course, also the new brides. I'm so happy to teach anybody who wants to learn how to cook. And I also do Shabbat catering. So if anybody ever needs Shabbat food, when you come, Bezrat Hashem, soon when people start coming
On
in.
the top one, it's grandpa.
Don't touch.
On the top one, so it's grandma and grandpa.
Oh, okay. So when everyone starts coming again for vacation, I'm happy to make you guys Shabbat food, and I deliver in Jerusalem. And yeah, I know, in the wintertime when we're stuck home, it's also
Where's the cutter?
try new recipes. And whoever is afraid to make Kaak, don't be afraid, because it's really so easy. And that's it. I'm done. I have one more piece. So we had 3 trays here right now. And this was only a half a batch.
Hey, Mommy, more.
1 minute, sweetie. The recipe that I did for you guys, that's just a full batch. So it'll probably make about 5 to 6 trays of Kaak. There we go.
I cut.
You're gonna finish it up? Okay, that's it. I'm gonna bake it, and
That one.
that's it. All right. Okay, guys. So here's some more questions. Remote learning. So my 2 out of my 6 kids are still remote learning. Yes. The younger kids, the boys have school, and then up to 4th grade has school. And then older, some high schools have, some high schools don't. My 6th grader is home. She doesn't have school yet. They do, they meet up once a week, like groups of kids, just like in a public space, like outside. They do that, and then they're pretty much there on the phone. So hopefully soon they're talking about it. It's like every day they change their mind. Same thing in New York, I'm assuming. They change their mind when they're going to decide to start school. How long in both ovens? So you bake for 10 minutes in the 400-degree oven, and you bake for about 2 hours. Like you're really toasting it now in the 200-degree oven is just a toast. So you don't have to worry if it's in for a long time. I left it in for 6 hours when I went out. Wait, we're almost done, Yosef. You don't have to worry. Once it just bakes for that initial 10 minutes, that's it. You move it to your lower oven and that's it. You let it toast. And it'll be really, really good, and it's just a nice thing to just try to make. And I hope you guys send me pictures and let me know and send me your questions. Syrian and Israel, I'm going to post this soon. Bye.
Not ready.